going on, everybody? We're live talking about some favorite chord progressions right now. I'm going to start with the rider track as soon as I get in the chat. What up, Kane? We all raise a glass and a toast to a friend stricken by illness and nearing the end. A finite horizon, the sun sets to blend into night, into night. Safety in numbers no longer applies. The enemy does the damage from inside of the host. Doesn't matter how fast one can ride into night, into night. Rare as a comet that burns through the sky. Strong constitution fights to survive in a land where the medicine's in short supply these days. These days, a desperate resort of an old friend tempting the fate. Too late, a formality to look into, but by the grace of a new dawn breaking in haste from starlight, we might revive a rider spent, postpone him heaven sent in hindsight. We are unprepared yet stand to make amends. It's noon there, right? I'm not gonna play Freebird. We're in the midst of a rider track. We all raise a glass and a toast to a friend. That some are among us willing to bend to the preordained writing selected to end in the night. In the night. So that's a song called In Sickness and in Health from the new Emeryld Ryders album. We're also gonna kind of redo that in a more modern way with Andrea for some Andrea and Sean madness. And I kind of wanted to just hop on live, see what everybody's up to on this fine Saturday afternoon here in Florida, where I'm at. Super hot, had to get inside. Yeah, so yeah, that's Emeryld Ryders. In Sickness. The whole name of the album is In Sickness and in Health. So you could say that's the title track, I suppose. But yeah, I think that that is a good example of a chord progression that I really vibe with. Kind of my style, I guess. And I thought it could be a good reason to talk about chord progressions and kind of like some fun ones that, you know, everybody's favorite chord progressions. So shout them out throughout the live chat. I'll try to get to all of them. We can talk about some of our favorite chord progressions. Shout out to Dubai. What is going on, Andre? You're not sleeping clearly. Yeah, sorry, man. This is I know he said it was a vicious time for a live stream. Never a bad time for a live stream. So, real quick. Oh, all right. Yeah, real quick. Hey, Sean, how do you overcome the fear of making mistakes playing live? By playing live and making mistakes all the time. So it just becomes second nature to make mistakes when you play live now. Again, that was one of my original songs. I got distracted because I was trying to open this and forgot some of the lyrics. Guess what? Nobody cares. Nobody ever really cares. So the more fearlessly you approach playing live, knowing that mistakes are gonna happen and knowing that like nobody really cares, and then, you know, getting enough reps to kind of push through your mistakes. I think the hard part is, you know, like, all right, if I'm, and then I like flub a chord, you know, and you stop and you're like, crap, can I start over? You know, that would be a mistake that would be hard to come back from. But if you make a mistake and then get back into it, you know, people will be like, maybe he meant to do that, and then it wasn't a big deal at all. Oh my gosh, Richard, thank you. A little love for the band. Ah, the super chats. So appreciated. I also want to shout out all the patrons just uploaded a new lesson to Patreon last night that I thought was pretty cool. So definitely check that out. Links in the description if you guys are interested. Tons of song lessons and sequential ordered guitar lessons on there too. But so that song is in the key of C minor. All right. So you could think of this as a couple different ways, right? C being the relative minor of a different key, which we're going to get to. But I always like to equate everything back to its parent major scale, right? So I think of this as the 6th chord in whatever key we're in, right? So then we're kind of moving along. We're descending down a 6-5-4 progression, which is actually probably my favorite chord progression, 6-5-4. What that means is in the key of C. Let's take a totally different key, right? This is C minor, C major. C, D, E, F, G, A. That would be like an A minor, G, F chord progression, right? A minor, G, F. 6, 5, 4. Now, again, something that I gravitate towards a lot are chord progressions that don't have the 1 chord in them, right? If you give me a song in the key of C without a C chord in it, I'll simp for it my entire life. Great kind of atmosphere. It makes it a little more mysterious, leaving that 1 chord out. And I guess that's kind of the stuff that I've always played and written in before I even understood music theory. So now that I can kind of put a name and understand why it is that I like those chord progressions and the things that I can do in between those things as replacements, I think has made me like a much better songwriter than maybe I used to be, right? So if we think of this as, the 6th chord to the 5 chord, right? We could look at this as like B flat major, and then the 4 chord would be, I guess, like A flat major 7, the 4 chord, right? Something that I really like to do in songs, and that I like the sound of, is between that 5 and the 4 chord, which are both major chords, let's just stick a little minor 7 flat 5 chord, half diminished, on that note in between the 4 and the 5, right? So A is not in this key, but we can kind of put that as a transition. And the nice thing is, like if you look at my hand here, if I just switch the root note from here to here, I get the major 7 of the 4 chord. So honestly, it's the same thing, but it's just kind of making a transition from the 5 chord, the 4.5 chord, to the 4 chord. So I think that's something that I kind of like the sound of personally. Hopefully that made sense to some people out there. Repeat mistakes like a Chad player. I do that too. Brisley Adams, you know this guitar? This is a high vibe that I unboxed on the live stream last week. Still have to do a video on this, and I definitely will because I love this guitar, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. Oh, Andreas Colleen. Cheers from Sarasota, buddy. How you doing, my man? Oh, what a guy. Yeah, so you learned some Jack Johnson songs, and now you'll never go back? Yeah, definitely. Jack Johnson songs are great to learn because he's got interesting chord progressions, too, and different chord voicings, which are really cool, too, But anyways, back to this song. So it's really just kind of like a descending thing through the scale. Like if we look at these notes, we have a C, down a step, down a half step, and a half step, and another half step, and then we kind of ride it back up. So if we look at the chords, all right, we've got a 6 chord is a minor 11. Basically every minor chord I turned into a minor 11 chord at this point in my playing because I just can't go back. So 6 chord, minor 11. That's always going to be 2 frets higher than the 5 chord. And then this little 5 chord move you can do, because remember the 5 chord can be a dominant 7 chord, which is just major bar chord, lift your pinky. Like that. And that makes it dominant 7, but then your pinky's free to hit the G string. So there's our little inflection on the 5 chord. Then we do that half step drop to the minor 7 flat 5. that becomes the 4 chord as a major 7 chord, which, here's another pro tip for you. If we have, all right, this chord right here, we can go back to C minor as an inversion, right? Even though my bass note right now is a G, I'm still thinking of a C minor chord voicing, but with the G in the bass. This would be a C minor inversion. Remember, we started on this C minor, 7 or 11, and we end up on this C minor inversion. They sound super different, right? Because we're just walking those bass lines down. So as someone who primarily writes on acoustic guitar, I think finding interesting ways to connect either chromatically or through the scale to get from one chord to the same chord as an inversion, I think is a very, a super kind of a fun musical challenge that always is going to sound good because you're just kind of making a straight line from one chord to the same chord. The 6 chord, the 5 chord with an inflection, the 4.5 chord, 4 is major 7, back to the 6 chord, walk it back. And then at the end, bum, 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 3, 4, 6, 8. I'm just going through the scale of the key that I'm in. Bum, 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 bum. Now it sounds, if I still have that 4.5 chord note in there, it doesn't really sound as good. That's why once you kind of connect the dots in a regular scale degree way, I suppose, I think that just sounds. Oh, we got another donation. You should try the alternate tuning CGD GAD. It's nice to play around with and allows for many cool. Well, just for that donation, I absolutely will try it out. Maybe I should do a video on that. Every time I go into an alternate tuning, it's just a lot of fun because I don't know what I'm doing, and it kind of gives you that feeling of maybe being a beginner again, and kind of like the feeling of like discovery, which if you rely too heavy on music theory, I think you might lose some of that feeling of discovery, which is something that I really like. Some people don't like it, you know what I mean? Some people don't like being like, I don't know exactly what I'm doing, and that's why a lot of people lean real heavy towards theory, maybe when they're first starting out. I was not that way. I didn't know any theory as a self-taught player. I just looked up tabs and chords and kind of played songs that I liked, and had no idea what I was doing. But it's funny because people will be like, well, I don't learn music theory because I don't want to change my playing. That's just dumb, right? I think that was probably an excuse that I made when I was like a young player. And knowing music theory has only helped enhance my playing in every single way. But alternate tunings and kind of like having that feeling of discovery is something that I probably should do more. So yes, I will try that out. Cam Gaylor, my man, the mod squad is up. Mary says, genius, thank you. I'm assuming that was about me. There's a great song called Navy Blue with that tuning. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for the content and the easygoing attitude. Helping from the beginning. Much love from Denmark. Thank you so much, you guys. You never let go. First verse riff. Please, sir, I requested you. You never let go. I don't know exactly what that means, but sure. Thanks, guys. Thanks for all the kind words. Now, this song is not done, right? That's just the verse. You'll raise a glass and a toast to a friend, stricken by illness and nearing the end. A finite horizon, the sun sets to blend into night, into night. Then that repeats. Then, but by the grace of a new dawn breaking in haste from the starlight, we might. What's this? The 1 chord has appeared. Okay, so I guess we'll call that, I don't know, the bridge, the B section of the song or whatever. We go to F minor. Okay, so now remember we said that this was the 4 chord, right? So the 3 chord would be a step back, or a half step back. 2 chord, F minor. But by the grace of a new dawn, back to the 4 chord, back to relative minor home, we might. So here's the 1 chord, okay? So E flat major 7 is going to be the 1 chord in this key. And the reason that I like avoiding that 1 chord in the main part of a song is because you always have it in your back pocket to put anywhere else, and it's always going to sound good, right? But if you kind of make it in a place that isn't traditionally where the one chord should go, like, again, I'm not the first person to, you know, avoid the one chord in a verse. Great example of a genius songwriter who uses this to her advantage is going to be the great Taylor Swift. I have a video coming up about this, how I have 100% flipped on my feelings of Taylor Swift as a songwriter, and I think I can't say enough good things about her. And I don't want to spoil the video for what has made me think this way. But let's look at her song Style, right? It's 6, 6, 5, 4. Right? 6, 6, 5, 4 for the verses, right? Then there's a pre-chorus. 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4. Then we go 1 to the 5 chord. 6, 4. Okay, so that 1, 5, 6, 4 is like that chord progression that everybody uses all the time, right? Like every pop song in history is 1, 5, 6, 4. D, A, B minor, G, okay? So that's a great example traditionally of when you would maybe start a verse in maybe like a minor, you hit that relative minor B, da 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 da. Then a cool, you know, little pre-chorus. We go to the 1 chord and hang there to the 5. So you know that feeling of like hitting that 1, like that the verse kind of makes the minor tension, and then that 1 chord is like boom, hit you with the major, everybody. So that's a great use of that in like a pop format, you know. Not even just pop format, any good, you know, you can make any kind of genre of song, and that's good. But what I personally like is staying away from that 1 chord, but sneaking it in maybe as part of a different kind of vibe, right? I accidentally turned this on. Turn this off. So when you go to that F minor to the A flat to C minor, we might. See how that kind of has like a it really kind of sets up the end of that to get us back to minor, which is where the main chord progression comes from. Alright, and then if you want to really kind of make it extra spicy, take the relative minor and end it on a minor 6 chord, which again is not in the key per se, but always a very interesting way to end a minor sounding song. So that's 80% of what I wanted to talk about with that chord progression. But let's get back to the comments. You spent the last 2 years growing your hair stupidly long, yet it hasn't helped your guitar playing? Really? That's hard to believe. Pixar, it didn't happen, my man. Have I played a fan fret guitar before? Yeah, one time I did. I think like maybe a month ago I got a video on the channel called, I think it's the Chord X700 Utility, I believe is what it's called. Davidas helped me understand fan fret guitars. And yeah, it was really a cool experience. And I tracked the solo to Moonpool on it. And it just played so well. Funny you mentioned it because I think Davidas actually posted his video with that exact same guitar they sent him today. So definitely go check that out on my man Davi's channel. Because, yeah, fan frets are what's up. Love to you and your subs. Oh, thanks, Andreas. You're the man. Can I play Wit? You are a sussy baka. I probably just said something wildly inappropriate. I probably shouldn't read things that people ask me to read on the internet in like a different language, but I said it. So there. Maybe you should try drums. I should try drums. Oceans by Coldplay? I don't know. I know a lot of Coldplay songs, but I don't know Oceans. What's the right time to start learning music theory? Right now. In fact, I think I'm going to do like a music theory base lesson for maybe tomorrow, maybe just early in the week, because I think there's a lot to glean from seeing how a bass guitar would work along with chord progressions and stuff like that. Jeffrey, the worst fan, is here. We're all welcome. Happy birthday in 2 days, Sean. All the best for that day only. Oh, Jeffrey, gonna be nice to me on my birthday? Thank you, man. Appreciate you. What a kind gesture. How good does it feel getting outside in the world and standing up playing? Feels great, actually. It also feels incredibly sweaty because the last couple gigs that we've played outdoors have been extremely hot. If you missed the, I guess, vlog I posted, the Thirst Trap vlog with Kindred and Katie, yeah, we were drenched in sweat by the end of that, and it was definitely a time. It's interesting being back out in the world. Went to the Lightning Game 7 last night, and we were packed in pretty tight with like 20,000 people. So putting my J&J to the test, I will keep you guys updated on my health as we continue on. But yeah, what is the brand of this guitar? This is the High Vibe. This thing is awesome. So it's like a Lag, I believe, makes it, but High Vibe makes the stuff that makes it really cool, I guess. Now's as good a time as any to maybe talk a little bit about this. Still kind of learning it, but there's effects built into this thing. Like, this is just a straight acoustic. I'm not plugged into anything, right? But like, you can turn on like reverb. Like, listen to that. And again, that's dimed out, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be all the way up, but it's got chorus. And again, I'm not trying to make this sound as good as possible. It's just go running through these effects real quick. Echo. Trying to link up with the delay. Phaser. That is a wet phaser. Trem. I'll go through these later in like a video. Best thing about the guitar, there's a looper built into it. Like what? Excuse me? So right now it'll give you a 4 count. Oh, I did that already. 2. Like, how sick is that? Like, it's I love this thing. I actually love this thing. Some people are like, oh, gimmicky. No, absolutely not. The only, like, to be honest, probably the only effect I would use is maybe like the reverb in a more tasteful way. But like, you can put a looper built into a guitar and it plugs in USB. I'm gonna make it, like I said, I'm gonna make a video. They're not paying me anything. They just sent me the guitar, which I think it's kind of an expensive guitar. But this thing's awesome. Like, I get people sending me a lot of stuff, and usually at this point it's just like, oh, let's try it out, let's have fun, kind of like I did with that autocorrect pedal that I got sent yesterday. We're just having fun, kind of showing it's cool that companies kind of want me to do that, and it's a good time just running through stuff. It makes for easy content that I think is kind of entertaining. Some people may disagree, but this guitar is awesome. Like, the looper built into it, it's like perfect for maybe doing like live streams and stuff like that. So, So yes, Island Online News. There's reverb. There's like a speaker built into the guitar, and it's, yeah, super interesting. Very, very, very cool. This guitar right here. So yeah. Oh, Lily's on? Oh, Lily, the graphic designer of all time. Back to the chord progression, like I was saying, all right? So we have that verse, the 6th chord, to the 5 chord, major, dominant, 7, 4.5 chord. That's not an official music term. 4, major, 7, back to the inversion, right? Then there's one time, the 4th time around on the verse, which, what are the words? It's funny, I can't sing in the middle of the song, but there's a comet that burns through the sky, a strong constitution that fights to survive in a land where the medicine's in short supply these days. A desperate result for an old friend tempting the fate. Too late. A formality to look into. Then we've got the bridge or whatever, da 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 da, like I said before. But that one time you may have noticed, so 6, 5, 4, right, is the main thing. But the 6, right there, it's different. That's a minor 5 chord. Minor 5 chord is where it's at. Minor 5 is probably my favorite chord replacement substitution that you can do. All right, so I'm gonna do that one more time, and I'm gonna draw special attention with my head for the minor 5 part, right? There's a comet that burns through the sky, a strong constitution that fights to survive in a land where the medicine's in short supply these days. A desperate result for an old friend tempting the fate. Too late. A formality to look into, then to the B part. Ah, love this song. Oh my gosh, another donation. Kane, thank you so much. I should really bail or I'll never make it to work on Monday. Thanks for all your stuff. And Dimash is overrated. Appreciate you. You know, is Dimash overrated? Because Dimash has a wildly loyal fan base that is not huge, but not super well internationally known. So if there's a few people that think you're the greatest singer on earth, but many people who've never heard of you, are you overrated or underrated? I think that's the actual question. But thank you so much for the donation. And use minor 5 chords and you're playing, especially descending. I've got other songs that use that too if anybody's interested. See it? Michael Kaltman knows. Minor 5 is spicy. Minor 5 is so good, right? There's nothing more off-putting than a religious cult forming around him. Yeah, that's not a great look. But I don't know, is that really his fault? I don't know, whatever. Dimash is clearly a good singer. If people don't know who Dimash is, we do reactions over on Andrea's channel. And every Friday there's like a new Dimash video. And he's like ridiculously impressive singer. But the fans are a little intense sometimes. So let's look at more examples of a minor 5 chord in songs that I can play without being copyrighted. So only my own songs. There's a song called Black Clouds that is on one of my solo albums, and there's also an Andrea and Sean version of that. It's a good example to maybe use because it's in A minor. That's how you play it. Back and forth above uneven ground. You're testing the fences I built around. And to be honest, I'll tell you the truth. Most of the time I was waiting to lose, so I'd have a decent excuse. Here we go, 6, 5, 4. For the sleep that I'd lost over what we do, just to be part of vanishing. Then to 3, back to 5 major. So that's kind of like an example of 6, 5, 4. Last time, hit him with that super spicy minor 5, yeah. Then we return to major before we get back. So I think that's kind of, I don't know. That was probably the first time I used a minor 5 in my own song. But gosh, I love that. I think I use it in a lot of stuff. And also, we can talk about why is the minor 5 chord so good? The reason that I think the minor 5 chord is so good is because I love the 4 chord so much. And this is something that I realized maybe not so long ago, actually. I've always been a Lydian guy. A lot of people are like, oh, what's your favorite mode? Actually, I won't say a lot of people ask me what my favorite mode is, but among a certain section of people, what's your favorite mode? I always say Lydian. All that means is in the key of C, I like the F chord, okay? The 4th chord in any key is the key that I usually kind of give an undue amount of attention or weight to, okay? So that's why a lot of times I'll use the key of C chords in the key of F, right? So if I played the key of C chords, C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B, half diminished, and C. Okay, so let's make a song, or a chord progression, but we're not going to use the 1 chord. We're going to build everything around the 4 chord, right? Four chord, D minor, A, G, F. Okay? See how that C was never in the chord progression, but we can resolve on it, and it still sounds kind of nice, right? So in the key of C, the relative minor is A minor, and the dominant chord is G major. So one thing that I also kind of avoid is G, or the 5 chord is the dominant 7 to bring you home. I personally prefer the cadence, the feeling of a 4 to a 1, as compared to traditional, which is a 5 to a 1, right? So the thing about the minor 5 chord is, like, if I'm basing my whole tonal center around F anyway, let's, like, you know, for kicks, let's pretend we're in the key of F major, right? So even though I've used chords to reveal that I'm not in the key of F major, the first giveaway is that I played a G major chord, right? The 2 chord in any key is minor. So G minor would be the 2 chord in the key of F. Well, guess what? In the key of C, that G minor is the minor 5 chord, okay? So even though the 5 chord is the one we're messing with, by making it minor, I feel like it affects that F more than anything, because it kind of gives a little extra gravity to that, what I think of as the 4 chord. It makes it feel more like a 1 chord. I hope that made sense to some people, because I feel like that was a very important thing for me to learn musically when it comes to, like, maybe like composing and like arranging different things, and maybe, I don't know, kind of drawing out like a feeling from a chord progression that I try to write to. Again, like the new Emeryld Ryders album. If you guys haven't listened to it, check it out, because I'm pretty proud of how those songs turned out, specifically from like a writing arrangement style. But that's why I like that cadence of 6 minor 5 to 1, because really you can see that as the 3 2 1 in the key of the chord that I'm kind of like giving importance to. So it's almost kind of like a way to deftly switch between F Lydian and F major, or the 4 chord and thinking of the 4 chord as a 1 chord. Again, sorry if this is very confusing to a lot of people, but yeah. What is my favorite Radiohead song? Oh man, probably. Anybody know this one yet? Ah. Jackknife juggernaut, I am born again. Yeah, Yusuf knows what's up. Man, see if I can remember how to play this whole thing. Something like that. Something like that. What a great riff. Ah, I love it. Airbag. Airbag's probably my favorite one. You remember I answered that question when you asked 5 years ago, and it's still Airbag, right? Even though I totally forgot how to play. I used to play that at my solo shows all the time, but yeah. Don't you get sore from playing so much? Warm-up routine, you just go for it. Great question, Jeffrey. Yeah, I don't usually get that sore for some reason. I think it's almost like I used to. I definitely used to. I do not have a warm-up routine, but I think I maybe have stumbled into a warm-up routine when I just start playing. It's almost kind of like the same thing. I don't know. I equate it to like athletics, I guess. I've been a basketball player my whole life. I play basketball a lot. I still get in probably 6 hours of game time on the court every week. And it's the same thing. I don't stretch, but like if I'm warming up, I'm kind of out there just getting loose. So even though I don't warm up for like the shows, and again, the shows are usually 3 hours that we play, I don't start throwing 100 right out the gate. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like doing like the Shawn Mendes like. Like that kind of, like I don't start. I usually kind of like ease my way into it, you know. Whatever the first couple songs we're doing, I'll try to make them a little more mid-tempo to kind of like get going. Now that being said, if I'm playing a lot of shows, like I remember right before pandemic, me and Kindred were probably playing like 4 nights a week, which again, those are 3 to 4 hour shows. So I was probably playing 16 hours a week. And that was like, all right, I'm a little fatigued right there. But I think it's like just kind of like any other muscle, as long as you consistently stay with it, you just kind of like adapt to it. And this is my own experience. I can't speak for everybody. Now with other instruments, for sure, like if I ever play bass, like I don't play bass often. I enjoy playing bass. That's one of those things where I feel like I used to be a better bass player back in the day when I played more bass. I played bass for some shows back in the day. So I was like okay at bass for a while, like I'm fine at bass. But if I were to play like 2 hours on a bass right now, like my fingers would probably bleed, to be honest, just because like those strings are so thick, they like rip your fingers open if you're not playing regularly. So I think because I do play a lot consistently, I don't really have to warm up. Maybe that'll change as I get older. I also will say that one thing that happens sometimes is like the fingertip on my middle finger, if I'm playing like a lot, again, two nights a week is kind of what I go for, and then just kind of playing here and there a little bit every day, but not like show. Like when I'm playing a show, it's like there's no breaks, because it's usually like acoustic duo or a trio with Pasha. Like the right hand is always keeping the time, you know what I mean? The left hand's doing something, whatever it ends up being. You know? I do notice that sometimes my middle finger, the nerve will start to kind of hurt a little bit. And it's like, all right, well, let's take it easy on that finger. And then maybe I'll do things a little less, I don't know, I don't want to say complex, but the beautiful thing about guitar is you can always accompany a singer just playing power chords, and you just need 2 fingers for a power chord. So even if like maybe 2 of my fingers don't work, I still have enough fingers to play Green Day, or like. See, you know, I can get by. I could get by with 2 fingers if I really needed to. But yeah, the only time I've ever had it is just my middle finger. Sometimes like the nerve kind of stings from playing. Oh my gosh, another donation. Thank you so much. Go check out Koyuki. It's your favorite guitarist. I absolutely will check out Koyuki. Thanks for the shout out and the donation. Thank you so much, everybody. So what's my favorite chord progression? Yeah, 6 minor 5 4. But set up with a 6 5 4. Okay, so we're going backwards. We're descending. A minor, G, F, A minor, G, minor, F. Now, if we're talking songs, maybe let's talk about songs that I didn't write for a second, because I don't want to be arrogant at all. Obviously, my songs are the best chord progressions ever, of course. But, oh, Beato's live too? Oh my gosh. Zach, who's your allegiance to? Is it me or Rick? You know what's a great chord progression is Love Fool by the Cardigans. That's awesome. It's like... So easy enough. 1 or 6 chord to the 2, 5 as a 13. Underrated chord right here, G13. It sounds harder than it is. There's your root G. Your middle finger is gonna grab the dominant 7, 3 on the D string. Then staircase it down, 3, 4, 5. And that's always gonna lead you home to 1. So look at that move right there. Not hard to do. G13 to C major 7, 7 chord, B half diminished, back to the tonal center, which is A minor. This is another great example of a minor to major type deal, because again, A minor, D minor, bum bum, then to G, C, back to A minor, D minor, G. Masterclass in getting from minor to major. Okay, let's talk about this real quick while we're here. I think I have a lesson. I think I did a lesson on this. If you just type in Sean Daniel Love Fool lesson, I'm sure you could probably get into that, because it's jazzy, like Cooper Music Page just said, but it's not so jazzy where it's like out there jazzy. It's just good jazzy, and it's so tasty. It's just tasty. So after we go through that, really kind of not super crazy 6 2 5 1 progression, we have this 1 chord that really we're just gonna raise the root, right, just like that. So all I'm doing is really taking the 3rd fret, make it a C sharp, and then kind of playing the same chord, D minor, same thing there. I'm just raising it from, and you know, this sounds awful by itself, but in the context of to get to E augmented, okay? Great example of the one time you need to use an augmented chord if you're not a jazz musician, right here. Fun one. So your E is on the A string 7th fret ring finger. We're gonna staircase it up, 7 6 5. You can get the 5th fret on the B string too if you want to bar, but really you only need like a triad. So again, C, raise it, D minor, raise the root, then E augmented. Why? Where would you use the E augmented? You use it as the 5 chord of the target to where you want to end up. This is a great example of a song that goes from minor to major. So like we said, it starts on A minor to D minor. I'm going to try to get to a different key. A major. Bum, 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 bum. So that E augmented is the perfect chord to pivot between the target of A, right? A, B, C, D, E. That 5 always leads you back to 1. Whether that 1 is major or minor is up to you, okay? So this song pivots on an E augmented chord. It starts out in minor clearly, but because we're raising the roof or the root to get to E augmented and then pausing, because it's so untraditional, it's not a dominant 7 chord. It's an augmented chord. So because that dominant 7 forces you into a box, that augmented chord, there's a little bit of mystery where it's the perfect pivot to get into major. So now we're going from A minor to A major, D, B minor to E. Then we kind of do that. I'm playing D, major 7, then F sharp, B, E to A. I don't care about anything but you. So then that next part is A to D, minor 4 chord. So we're almost kind of reverse pivoting back to that E augmented that brings us home to minor. Okay, so I think that's one of my favorite chord progressions of all time because there's so much you can learn just from like the arrangement, and it's a great, and then it's a pop song, kind of, I guess, right? So yeah, sorry if that was a little winded. Yes, there are technically infinite 4 chord progressions. Hi, Sean, Jared. What's up, Jared? Yeah, it's cool, Jazzy, for sure. See, they know, yeah, they know what's up. Your favorite is 4 major 7, 3 augmented 7, 6 dominant 7, 5 dominant 7, 1 dominant 7. Oh, that's wild. Okay, so what? If we do like F major 7, or we're reducing the key of C. So 4 major 7, then the 3 augmented, then what did you say? 6 is a dominant 7? And then what do we have next? Then 5. That's interesting. And then we end up on 4. That's wild. Wild stuff. Yeah. Gotta love that chord progression. How about the bossa nova pattern in that song, like the way I was playing, or just like the bossa nova pattern in general? Because that's kind of differently. Do you ever think about what the other guitar bass will be when composing chord progressions, Sean? Yes. I do think about that, but it's probably not the most prevalent thing. I think a good example of that was, it depends on how I'm writing it, okay? Like, I guess Juliana, which is one of our more well-known songs, the Andrea and Sean song. Check that out if you haven't before. So that's kind of the chord progression. B flat, major 7, Juliana, D minor, C major, G minor 6. It's been a long time since I saw you all alone. Juliana, it's time to come on. B flat major, to the 5 chord, then to 6. See, just kind of the reverse of my favorite chord progression. 4, and then the 5 chord, then to 6. Another great example of flipping that 1 chord in. The 4 chord then repeats. It goes to 5, hits you with the 6, then 1. Then end hanging on the 5. To the 4 6 chord, and then the 5 chord, to the 2 chord. Da 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 da, da 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 da. Chorus is 4, 5, 6. Another voicing of the 6th chord. 4, 5, 6. Right? So we set up the 4, 5, 6, but then the next time around, we go from a 6 to a 1. And I think that kind of has like a little, that 1 chord gives it like that boost to kind of like, oh, it's a little bit different. It's interesting in the chorus, because other than that, the chords are kind of the same, especially when you spell the chord out with those notes. I think it adds an extra level of impact. That's why the reason the question was, do you think of the bass and the chords as different, right? So I really think of the bass as just a way to spell out the chords, but still leave some of the ambiguity of the track. So if you listen to that song, that's the acoustic version of the song, which I'm kind of, forced to play the bass and the chord next to each other, and also add the riffs. But in the original version, it's cool. There's so much more room for different instrumentation that it can start out with a... Meanwhile, the bass can actually do... They can kind of like work those intervals and lead into the next chord, which is something that's really cool. Now that's a synth bass that we used in the original track. But even then, it's not difficult. It's really just the root note, the 5, bum bum bum, or no, the root note. Then I'm climbing up the scale to meet it on the next chord. I'm gonna take the minor 3rd, because that's a minor chord, into the 3rd chord, which is the C, and then to home, ba-dum, bum bum, ba-dum, da-dum, da-dum. And then you kind of just end up landing on the root note of the chord. But the fun thing about playing bass, whether it's bass guitar or synth bass, is you can choose how to get to that next chord. Do you want to, kind of pick a note that is in both of those chords, right? Like bum, bum, bum. Like that's, I'm just going through the scale leading to the D minor. I could easily play a note that is in both B flat and D minor, which would be the 5. Bum, 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 bum. Or walk it up to. So that's kind of like the cool, the power of a bass note has. Am I taking this chord, grabbing it by the hand and walking it to the next spot? Or am I taking this chord and then kind of like sitting on a common tone that it's gonna have with the next chord, and therefore kind of just, has a different type of sound. But not that there's a wrong way or a right way to play it, but I think that's what's really kind of fun about playing bass. Love playing bass. Came in late. Did you already describe the guitar? I described the guitar a little bit. I'm going to make a standalone video about this, but I did kind of mess around with it and show that you can loop and put effects on this guitar while you're playing it, because there's a, there's a speaker built into the guitar, which is cool. Oh, the lowercase 7 chords are supposed to be minor? Oh, sorry. See, whenever I see them, yeah, okay. Now I see what you're saying. So C major 7, B7, augmented, E minor, B7, G. Okay, got you. I'm so used to, like, anytime you see, sometimes people write like C like 4 minor 7 instead of like just assuming the 4 is major all the time. It just depends on how you want to communicate. So yeah, sorry I murdered your chord progression, Yusuf. My bad. Still think it sounds really great when your lyrics are chord changes. Yes, for sure. Assuming I'm doing it on purpose and I'm not just singing it poorly. Can you play Angelina by Tony Emanuel? Inside joke for people from way back in the day. Probably not. He's way better than me. So I don't even know what the song is, but I probably can't play it. Jacob Collier. Jacob Collier, his music is amazing, like a genius, but that I just don't listen to that often for whatever reason. I don't know. Why don't I listen? Why do I like Jacob Collier but not listen to him? That's a strange question that I don't know the answer to. But what I have been listening to, Hiatus Kaiyote. Oh my God. What is it? Mood Valiant, I think is the name of the new album. I've been jamming to that last couple days. Hiatus Kaiyote is the best. It's almost like, dare I say, they're the Led Zeppelin of our times in a way that they sound nothing like Led Zeppelin. But you have 4 players who are absolute elite level players that come together and they form a vibe that is just so good. Like, somehow they're all master level players, performers, but as a band, they even are greater than the sum of their parts, which I think is super, super hard to do. And that's why I think Zeppelin is I think maybe like the all-time best example of that, because you had like, you know, one of the most influential, just great drummers of all time, one of the great singers of all time, one of the great guitar players of all time, and then a bass player who a lot of people think is one of the best bass players of all time. At the very least, he's something who was a guy who was like the most musically knowledgeable guy of the band, probably, and could do anything. Usually when you get 4 super high-level players together, it's kind of rare for them to always serve the song because they don't, you know, they tend to try to all do their own thing. So for them to just do it and come together so good, which is how Hiatus Kaiyote sounds, is so special, I think. And that's why Choose Your Weapon is one of my all-time favorite albums, which was their previous album. And Mood Valiant is like, I've only listened to it a couple times so far through. But man, it's just awesome so far. So if you guys have see, Aaron Wilson knows Building a Ladder. It's a beautiful song. I think the Lung. I did a riff deconstruction on the Lung from Choose Your Weapon. Lung is still my favorite track off that. What is it? It's so good. Napalm, otherworldly singer and guitar player. I can't believe she can play and sing like that at the same time. She's such a monster player and an incredible singer. And then Perrin on the drums. It's like every member on that I can't say enough about. Like, they're all so tasty and so good. So yeah, Hiatus Kaiyote. If you guys have not heard of them, definitely check it out. Spelled creatively, just as all the great bands are. Hiatuskaiyote, I believe is how you spell it. But yeah. What do you think are the most common key signatures for popular songs? Well, people's key is key G, right? C, obviously, everybody sings in C. Probably C, G, and F, honestly. Maybe, E flat, I think is probably slept on. You've probably seen a lot of songs where you look up the chords, the cable's on the 3rd fret, and then with the chords in the key of C, that's actually going to be the key of E flat. So I would say probably C, G, and E flat maybe would be my top 3 picks, because they're all kind of spaced a little differently from each other. Because, all right, so here's C, right? Here's E flat, and here's G. And then by the time you go any higher or lower, you're kind of back to C. So they're all pretty equally away from each other. So wherever your wheelhouse is as a vocalist, either C, G, or E flat is gonna, one of those has got to be close to where you can kind of sing a song. So that's my 2 cents on just what I've noticed from learning a bunch of songs. Have I ever been part of a rock band, played electric guitar in a band? Yes, I have. And it was just an awful experience. The band Drama and Politics, like, has torpedoed everything. I'm so chill. I get along with almost everybody. But every time I've been in a band situation, there's some crap that goes down and I just watch it and I'm like, this is just disintegrating, which is why, ever since I've been on YouTube, it's just pretty much been either me and like another person, either like a duo like me and Drea or me and Kindred or Katie or Pasha or whatever. And then the Ryders has just been whatever, my band where I'm producing and then having guests on, just because I don't know, it's weird how it's almost impossible to get 4 or 5 guys or girls on the same page together where you can work on something where nobody really cares about their egos, but is still kind of putting forth a similar amount of like work into it. So that's why I'm not, really in a band. Jared, you want to form a band? Let's do it, man. Hit the road. Cool thing is, me and Andrea are down to like hit the road and stuff. I was talking to my boy Sammy G, Samurai Guitarist. As soon as Canada opens up again, we're definitely folding him into the band. My man Davidas, the one-man band, he's out there just like slaying right now. And he's potentially, hopefully getting a tour together soon, and I would love to jump on that and be a part of it, which is definitely in the works. So yeah, that would be awesome. If anybody has any suggestions on how to help with that, because it's one of those things where like we got to book everything ourselves, and we're definitely not going to make any money. It's like it's a break even and get the content along with it kind of vibe, kind of deal. But we're down to like just get out and start doing things, because that's kind of how you got to spread the word, even through YouTube, even if you have a big audience, like it's not a great way to promote like music. It's still better to get out there and jam it. So we're vibing. We're trying it out. Let us know what's up. What's a trick to hearing a song and figuring out the pattern? 1, 4, 5. It's a trick. I guess like the chord progression pattern. Man, I think it's all just following bass notes. You know what I mean? Especially 1, 4, 5. Know how they are on one string. So like a 1, 4, 5 in A, right, would be a A, D, E. Definitely think of it as a D, E. So your 1 chord is here, open, I guess. Your 4 chord is here, which is again open to 5. 5 frets higher gets you to the 4, and then 2 frets higher gets you to the 5. Or if you read it on the E, there's your 1, down a string is your 4, 2 frets higher to the 5. Or let's say, same difference, but let's actually go higher. So here's the A here, and then go 5, 4. So there's your 1 here, a string lower, same fret as your 5, back 2 frets is the 4. Because you're gonna, you'll encounter different keys where the 1, 4, 5, it's like, crap, how do I get to the 4 from here? Like if I'm in, well, C is a bad example because everybody knows how to get from C to F to G. But sometimes you gotta go lower to track that bass note. Sometimes you gotta go higher to track that bass note. Sometimes it's just easier to run it along one string. But I think those are just kind of tips how I've figured it out. Yeah. This guitar stuff is more knowledge than skill. Yeah. Sure, I guess so. I mean, if you think about it, like, skill on a guitar, a lot of people think of speed, right? And then speed is like just a combination of just doing something super fast with your picking hand, I guess. And moving your fretting hand around. I don't care about speed really ever, but think about how fast you can move your finger. Like that. Whoa! You know what I mean? I could really riff on that, right? And it's like, all right, I could practice doing this on time for months. And maybe I'd get 10% faster at moving my fingers like this. It's more about just having the confidence of knowing where your fingers are going to increase like your speed, I guess. And I think that's more of like just knowledge of how the fretboard works. You know what I mean? Obviously there's a big component of being able to kind of make that combination where your pick hits the same thing, at the same time. which, you know, again, if speed is your thing, you really got to kind of practice that synchronization, I suppose. But again, for me, I don't really care about that kind of thing. Thanks. I guess I'm fast. I don't know. It's just like, am I though? Like I I don't know. I can do this on time without thinking about it, just because I'm like locked, and then it's just like, and then eventually it's like, and then it's just going through scales, and I don't know. I guess I don't really think of myself as like a shred player, just because it hasn't, that sound of guitar playing doesn't really resonate with me. Whereas a guy like Davidas, again, like probably the best guitar player I've ever seen. He can shred in such a tasteful way, and he practices so much that he just does it so fluidly and musically. Whereas like if I can't even think of a time where I've had to shred before, but if I were going to, it would strictly be probably just like some shapes, some arpeggio shapes that I just know, just to show people I can kind of do it, because I don't care personally. Not taking anything away from people who like really devote a lot of time to do it. I'm just more interested in like writing songs and getting stuff to sound good. Why am I such a legend? I don't know about that, but thank you, DJ. Yes, Alexander, I'm saying there are probably not going to be shredding lessons on my channel, just because there are so many people better at it that probably have a passionate approach to it. You know what I mean? Like, not that, like, I could teach people to do some like sloppy shredding, I guess, that maybe some people would find value in, but I just don't have a passion for that, so I don't really want to. I would be doing a disservice teaching it. You know what I mean? Like, even if I could get my crap together and get a little better at shredding, maybe I could get more views, and maybe like kind of playing off in that style might get attention or something. Since it would be so empty emotionally for me, like I legitimately like want to teach people about chord progressions. You know what I mean? Like I get off being like, bro, minor 5, hit the minor 5, go to the 4 major 7, do it. Oh, like it's like I get like stoked about talking about that kind of thing, because I remember when I figured it out, I was like, oh, that's awesome. And I just feel like there's passion for me in like teaching that kind of thing. And I think because I care about it, the lessons come off as, you know, some people find them good. Whereas if I were just to teach shred lessons, it would be ingenuine and insincere. Not to say you'll never see a shred lesson on the channel. If anything, I might have a guest come on who's very passionate about it to kind of like, you know, talk about it. But again, it's not my bag, so that's kind of why I don't really do it. The jazz manouche, I do not know the jazz manouche. You know, I made the band, Jared. Thank you. Should you learn the song perfectly before trying to sing along while playing, or just do both from the beginning? Yeah, don't ever worry about doing anything perfectly before trying it. I think that's kind of my entire mantra. You know what I mean? I think if you wait until you get something perfect to attempt, you might not ever do it. And I think the most value you can get from performing something is learning to kind of let go of that perfection while still getting better. You know, every time we play live, we're like, yeah, I think we mostly have this down, you know, but you never really know, and then eventually you just become way more confident taking a shot at something, and I think that's really, I don't know, I think that's like a life lesson, honestly, where if you have the confidence just to take a shot at something that maybe you're like a little unsure of yourself about, I think you'll find that your confidence just as a man or woman begins to grow. So I know that's 100% how it worked for me. I was so nervous to get up and play stuff when I first maybe started performing that I would rather just skip it if like conditions weren't perfect and like I felt like I wasn't gonna do a great job. And now I'm just like, whatever, I'll give anything a shot. And generally people are supportive of that kind of cavalier attitude. However, there is a line that you can cross where it's like, if you're getting paid or you're expected to perform something in a certain way and you find yourself being totally unprepared, that's a different discussion. But I think when it comes to, just like giving something a shot, even if it's not perfect, I think that there's a lot of human value to trying that kind of thing. Because fortune favors the bold, my friend. You just got to get out there and do it. Just go talk to the girl way out of your league, and you'd be surprised at what happens. You trust me on that one, that's for sure. +1 for the Gypsy Jazz question. I missed it. Is there a Gypsy Jazz question? Let me look. I mean, you've done piano skill faking lessons. I have. Yeah, but I like playing piano, even though I'm not like a great piano player. I am very comfortable teaching the stuff that I know on piano that I enjoy playing. So even though I'm not like a super advanced piano player, I have no problem teaching that because I feel like what I do on piano works for me. So there's a passion there. See, Joe, I knew it was about the ladies. It always is it not? Do you agree with the general description of the Dorian mode being a happier minor? For me, Dorian has always sounded more hopeless and isolated. I guess I never really have heard that Dorian is a happier minor. I don't think so at all, actually, because so why you would think that is because it has a raised 6, right? So like D Dorian in the key of C would be like the minor scale. Here's D minor. Here's D Dorian. So in and of itself, it's like, sure. Is that happier? That's a happier minor scale. I can see why people would say that, but I disagree because of this chord right here. What's happier? This chord? D minor 7, or this chord? D minor 6. So this is a D minor chord with a major 6. So that interval right there is major, but it's not what makes the major scale happy. If anything, adding that this would be like a Dorian progression. D minor 6 to A minor. I feel like there's not a lot of happiness that comes with that. Like maybe if you're like soloing. I don't know, it's like, that's just an adjective that I don't really feel fits. But I understand why people would say that. But yeah, I would say if I were to describe the sound of Dorian with an adjective, I would say mysterious, a little bit more of a mysterious minor scale. I think how you could maybe manipulate that, and it's something you're doing, is just take A minor 6 to D minor 6. In fact, let's get wild here, and let's try to loop something like this, right? So I'll go to the looper here. Okay, so that's A minor 6. See if I did this right. That's okay, that's good enough. See how that's minor pentatonic over D? That's interesting to me how, like, if you just play minor pentatonic stuff, so like the sound of minor, and again, minor pentatonic I think is like what most people equate with minor. Again, those are just two chords, right? A, D minor. But A, Again, this is just minor over. If I added that Dorian. So that's my attempt at like, that's interesting that the loop, again, I'm still figuring out this loop or this built-in loop on this thing. So the loop has the effects on it. Okay, the effect is reverb. I want to turn that off. How do I do that? I'll figure this out by the time I do that. Oh, okay, I see how this works. Again, bear with me while I figure this guitar out. But yeah, that was an example of playing A minor 6, which is Dorian, to D minor 6. And kind of, you know, I don't think that's happy. That seems more mysterious to me. Quirkier minor, sure. Yeah, gypsy jazz vibes, I guess so. Yeah. Am I still planning on doing a bass lesson? Yeah, probably. I mean, not live, but I wanted to film that maybe tonight or something. Aw. Katie's on her way over. And she made me a cold brew when I asked for a matcha latte. Oh man, if she shows up while I'm here, it's gonna go down. Hold on, let me just show you that. Yeah, so that was, I will do a bass lesson and I'll probably post it maybe early in the week. Do you think someone has taught themselves and played for 10 plus years and picked up bad habits such as iffy finger positioning? Can they totally eradicate that? Yes. Yes, of course. Any bad habit, I think, can be unlearned, you know? And it's like, I guess it depends on the habit. Maybe I should rephrase that. Like iffy finger positioning, I think that's just kind of like a way of looking at it. I think there's a lot of muscle memory that goes into people's playing, in good and bad ways, I suppose. But as long as ergonomically you're not hurting yourself, I kind of feel like, I don't know, bad habits, people overblow them a little bit, depending on your goals as a guitar player. Like if you're really playing some high level stuff, you know, and you have bad habits kind of impeding you from like getting to like a super advanced level, that's one thing. I just think like, you know, what's a bad habit? Like your fingers are approaching the strings wrong. You can always correct it and keep getting better. And yeah, 10 years, you know, it seems like a long time, but man, people play for 50, 60 years, so you'll be fine. Santana-ish, yes. Dorian mode is very, very Santana, I suppose. That was a nice attempt. Would you prefer lead or rhythm in our band? I think it's dumb to think of there being a lead guitar player and a rhythm guitar player. Why can't there just be two guitar players? Right? Yeah, that's dumb. Don't put me in a box, Jared. What acoustic amp do you typically use for shows, or do you go direct into the PA? I go direct into the Bose most of the time. If we're doing the busking things, it's a little easier to use the Fishman Loud Box that I've used in some of the vlogs. That thing is awesome. Specifically for an acoustic duo with like a low maintenance prep time. Man, that Fishman Loud Box is great. It's like actually great. But that being said, the last time we played St. Armand's a few days ago with Kindred and Katie and Pasha, having the tone match mixer with the Bose, you get so much more coverage. It definitely has more of a professional sound outdoors. And yeah, I just plug straight into the mixer. And the Bose tone match mixer has an acoustic preset that you can use that I found sounds pretty good. I usually have to turn the brightness down, or the high end on the EQ down a little bit, just because I always think it sounds so bright. Acoustic guitar directing sounds so bright. But yeah, I never really used an acoustic amp for the most part. It's usually into the PA. Yep. Yeah, the built-in looper on this David is great, right? It's awesome. What do I say about this chord progression? D minor, G, A. What? Oh my gosh, D minor. getting some kind of effect going on this. There we go. I think sure, cool, whatever. Like, yeah, sure, should it be D major? A. So I guess you could think of that as a minor 1 chord or something, or you play, you know, however you want to look at that. Sounds fine. You know, I guess it depends on melodically what you want to do over it. I would turn that to D minor 9. Sounds great. Who cares what if it fits or not, right? Sounds a lot like F, G, A. Yeah, so that's another thing that's like, you know, when you learn scale degrees and how the 1, 4, and 5 are major and the 2, 3, 6 are minor, you know, those are meant to be broken. I think one of my favorite songs off the new Ryders album is a song called Watchmaker that it's 3 major 7 chords in a row. It's D major 7, C major 7, B flat major 7, C major 7. I have provided cover, and you know it doesn't sound wrong, does it? Right? I think it sounds fine. So whatever you think sounds good, but it's good to know kind of like how the scale degrees and stuff like line up. I think that's very helpful to know. Evan started learning last summer and is definitely happy with the progress. Just want to say thank you for making free educational videos. So glad that you've been enjoying them. I will definitely keep them coming. So are me and Rick Beato still beefing? No, we're not beefing. Me and Rick have talked since that fateful moment so long ago. Yeah, Beato's a wealth of knowledge. I wonder if he's going to be at Summer NAMM. That'd be cool to kind of see my boy Rick. We did a video in Germany together for that GitCon thing, which is pretty funny. Rick's a good guy. Good chord progressions can make solos. Yes, honestly, that's David. You said it best. Like, a lot of times people think like, oh, that's such a great solo, but what people don't realize sometimes is like how the chords behind a solo can really elevate like the cool moments, you know? So yeah, that's why chord progressions are what's up. In fact, a good chord progression can kind of make an average solo player sound really good, like myself. that's why I'm dependent upon writing good chord progressions, so I sound better when I'm actually soloing over them, because you end up hitting chord tones in a way that could seem interesting. Like, what a choice by that guitar player to hit that. Well, it's really just, it was a chord tone in the chord progression that changed, and that's why it sounded so good, right? So yeah. So minor 4, major 5, major 6, minor 3. This seems like a trick question. So what, like, we'll do it in C. F minor, G, or no, minor 6. Sorry, minor 6, 5, 4, what does that say? 3? Okay, yeah, so A, G, minor, 4. Is that what we got here? A minor, G major, F major. Yeah, it's cool because we're just going down. Yeah, sounds great. If I played that right. Oh, you just learned Fly Me to the Moon. It has 13 chords in it. Do I know it? I used to know it. I could probably figure that out. Wait, it has 13 different chords in it, or it has a 13 chord in it? Let's look that up, because I used to know it. Fly me to the moon, let me swing upon the stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 13 different chords in it, right? So we got. The moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Is that F minor there? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's not bad. That's doable for people, right? Seems like more chords than it is, right? You say a song has 13 chords in it. It's like come on. So like A minor to A7, yeah, sure, those are 2 different chords. Yeah. Okay, I'm definitely playing rhythm. The pentatonic positions are not making sense. You're talking about mastering the fretboard class and stuck at pentatonic scales. That's interesting. Huh, pentatonic scales. What's holding you up on the pentatonic scales? I think it's just thinking of them as chords, right? So, you know, if you have A minor pentatonic and D minor pentatonic and E minor pentatonic, think of those as A minor, D minor, E minor, and then do that. I almost think that thinking about modes, I know that's like the buzzword that everybody's afraid of, is really a great way to kind of learn the positions and then think of pentatonic runs over that, if that makes sense, you know. Do I know Django Reinhardt? I mean, I know of Django. I don't really know many gypsy jazz songs other than just like. That's what I think of. I have no actual vocabulary in gypsy jazz other than just like. I'm so out of my element in that entire genre, but I've heard Django. And isn't it DJANGO, right? Maybe? I don't know. I know my buddy Justin Mitchell, who's been working like a dog in grad school and stuff, which is why you haven't seen my man Justin on the channel in a long time. He's a huge gypsy jazz fan, so maybe we should have him on whenever he gets a minute to show us some gypsy jazz stuff. The Woody Allen movie, yes, with Sean Penn. I watched that movie. That movie's great. Sweet and Low Down, I think it's called, right? Is that what it's called, Stuart? Or something like that? Yeah, very, very interesting. Great movie. You know, Woody Allen. Don't want to say too much about Woody Allen right now, because that was a whole other movie in and of itself, semi-recently, wasn't it? Oh my gosh, a special guest?
Hello.
Oh, come on over,
Hold
everybody.
on. I gotta set everything down.
You have to set things down. It's about time. This isn't a green matcha latte.
I'm sorry. You texted me after I left.
Did I? I'm pretty sure.
Mine if you want.
Pretty sure I texted you. I'm gonna be upset about you bringing me a free coffee. You kidding me?
Yeah,
Absolutely
that's
not. This
true.
is what's up. All right, careful.
Wow.
Here we go.
Oh God, this is like a.
It's a very tricky setup.
I
You're
can
gonna be able
manage.
to.
Hello.
Careful.
Hey, I'm fine. I
All
made it.
right.
Hello.
Everybody, it's Katie, the beautiful Katie Lau.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
How is
We
everyone?
were just playing some Sinatra.
Oh really?
Fly Me to the Moon.
What?
You want to sing it?
Yeah, dude.
You want to hear what it sounds like with a real singer?
Oh my gosh, wait. Well, do we want to do something else like from Frank Sinatra since you just sang it?
No, so I don't know any other songs.
You don't know any other songs by Frank Sinatra?
I mean, I don't even know "Fly Me to the Moon."
Really?
Yeah, I had to look it up on the chord chart. People called me out. What are they saying? Jared doesn't think we're taking the band seriously.
Oh.
Separate the man and the art. Yes. We're talking about Woody Allen.
Oh. Oof. Yeah. I mean, I do like some of his movies. There's one that Emma Stone was in that I really liked. It was really good.
What's the? Some of them are really bad
here it
though.
is.
The Larry David one is like awful.
Which one is
I love
that?
Larry David.
Which one is that?
Do I like Woody Allen movies?
I don't know.
Midnight in Paris.
That one was really good.
That was good. That was with
I liked that one.
That was
Owen
Owen Wilson. That was a good one. That's my favorite probably. Yeah.
Me and Kindred have that joke. Like every time we see each other and some like anything happens, we're just like, wow.
Kindred is an Owen Wilson fan, too.
I don't know if she's like a huge fan, but like that's just a joke that we have.
Oh, you girls and your jokes too much.
I know.
This is Love Fool.
Is it really?
Yes! Fly Me to the Moon is Love Fool. We were talking about this earlier. Fly me to the moon. Let me play upon the stars.
Let me see what spring is.
That's where it changes. Wow, I just made a
Wow.
discovery. Do you want to do the actual song though?
Sure. Oh, it's definitely slower, yeah. Fly me to the moon, let me play amongst the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song. Let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for. Worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Fill my heart with song. Let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for. I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words,
All right.
Good.
She made up for the
Hey,
botched coffee
did it.
order.
here, do you want some of my matcha?
I'm a matcha latte man.
By the way, these coffees are from the Clipper Cup.
What is this?
Seriously. Free advertisement for the Clipper Cup. Maybe, hey, I'm trying to get you free coffee again.
Yeah, used to. Come on, Clever Cup. They're like, you're our local celebrity. You get a discount.
I did give you
Free
the discount
stuff.
this morning, though. The neighborhood discount.
I noticed. Don't think I didn't notice that, Katie.
Okay.
Sarasota's best barista right here. What?
Yeah.
I
I agree.
I'm looking good with the hair? Really? Thank you.
Did you fook it?
Yeah, I fooked myself before you got here.
Oh, God.
Hans de Foucault Men's Premium Styling Paste.
You have to say that every single time.
I do. I get to say Hans de Foucault. For people who don't know, I had a hair endorsement years ago. And then I got so addicted to Hans de Foucault Men's Premium Styling Paste that even when they stopped endorsing me, I still just buy it now like a fool. But, you know, that's what's up. Any other interesting comments?
I'm
can't read
scrolling
that.
up. Are you blind?
Yeah.
Wait, are you nearsighted like me?
I don't know. I mean, I can like read. How about some summertime reading? But I don't know. Greetings from the Emerald Isle. How are we all doing tonight? Oh, we ride? Should we ride?
You know what?
All right.
I think so.
Wow. You don't have to ask us twice.
We will always.
We ride. This is a little song called "Dance of Eternity" from the new
Yep.
Emeryld Ryders album.
Yep.
I
remember when we were trying to write this.
And this is just for my man, right there. We were trying to write this. What?
I was over here when me and Drea.
You kind of have to sway back and forth.
Yeah, you kind of do.
It's late in the year and the drought has been carrying on, but not for too long. The time of sickness and strife. It's late in the day and she walks in a trance to the well, then tripped and fell. As the world spun on its heel, red sash and golden hair, misty eyes everywhere. Young man offers his hand. He signed to the company, sounding a melody, a 3-count strike of the bell. Take my hand and dance. Grant me this romance. Stay with me for eternity. Take my hand and dance. She danced with the partner, the moon and the stars seemed to shine. The absence of wine was soon to be remedied. The trap had been set and the offer had just been proposed. Silver and gold, with the promise of infinity. Red sash and golden hair, misty eyes everywhere, seeds and a flash by his hand. She trusted the company, sounding a melody she'll never forget. Take my hand and dance. Grant me this romance. Stay with me for eternity. Take my hand and dance. Music invites her to stay, but the ivy is pulled away. Now she's at home with the melody seared in her mind, waiting to find another hit
job, Katie. Wow.
I
Woo.
mean, good job, you. Hey, look.
What do we got? You can definitely hear the Elliott Smith influence.
I know that's probably your favorite comment.
Why did the lighting change on the phone?
I don't know.
We're so washed out
Should
all
we
of
go
a sudden.
back?
Is that? Can we change? Yeah, like here.
What's up?
I don't know. Weird. Yeah, I guess maybe we have to sit back here. Too close
That's
to the lights.
fine.
Thank you for the Elliott Smith compliment. I think we're
was just
gonna.
listening to him this morning.
She was given an assignment for the next cover that we're gonna do.
Well, I wasn't really. I was given an assignment, but I listened to more of his stuff than you.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh my
I
gosh!
did.
Why you're becoming an Elliott Smith
I
fan?
am. I think I am.
Can you all guess what Elliott Smith song we're gonna have her do? Anybody
What
want
should
to
we do?
guess? It's from XO. That's your clue. Like with a Y. Ah, they like it. Oh, thanks.
Aww.
Inspired from the Emeryld Isle. Love it. We gotta come visit sometime soon, right?
Yes. Can we go?
Yep. It's not. I thought about maybe asking you to this one. What were you listening
one is
to? This is Sweet Adeline.
Oh, I don't think I've heard that one. What the fluff is happening?
Right?
now?
Isn't that a great
What are your
riff?
fingers doing right now?
It's not hard.
It looks hard.
Exactly. It's
Like looking at it, I'm like,
doing it 3 fingers like I can't do that.
oh my gosh, there's something that you can't do on guitar?
There's a lot of stuff I can't do on guitar. But this right here, it looks more impressive than it actually is. It's just like a pattern.
It looks pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, Sweet Adeline is a great song to learn for those people
You wanna
out
sing it?
there. Oh, they hope it's waltz number 2.
Oh, I don't think I've heard that one.
Oh my gosh, waltz number 2. Waltz number 2 is so good. How do I play waltz number 2?
I'll just sit here and like admire your guitar playing. How
Is
about
it?
that?
Oh, she's so sweet. She's so sweet to me, guys, isn't she? Aw. I think waltz number 2 is A minor. Let me look up these chords.
So what did I miss on this live stream?
Evan, you finally do need to check out Elliott Smith. We were talking about chord progressions. I was talking about how the minor 5, the minor, ooh, blood white. Nope. Nope. Try again. Try again.
Ooh. Can we do that one?
Nat King Cole, Love.
L is for the way.
Oh, that's that song?
Look at me.
I love Nat.
She's got an old soul.
I really
you like
do.
a lot. You like a lot of those super old songs.
Yeah, I do. Have you seen the collection of old Nat King Cole and Frank Sinatra vinyls I have in my room?
Oh, I have seen those. Yes.
Yeah, there's lots of them.
The
All
song
right,
is
let's
just called
see.
Love.
Yeah.
Creative.
See if I remember.
Oh my God! Look at all those chords. Are you kidding me? There's like 20 different chords in this song. This is it. She always makes me learn these hard songs.
Hey, I didn't suggest this one. Someone.
Yeah, but you
someone
picked it.
suggested
You were.
I love this one. I like the complicated ones.
Is for the way and me. Oh, is for the only thing I see.
Right.
Sure.
Is very, very extraordinary. Is even more than anyone but you adore. And love is all that
we go.
I love it.
How's that go?
Fun.
Do people like that? Yeah, she's a great singer,
And then
right?
it changes keys.
Never played that song before, and Katie just shows up and slays it.
Hey, I listen to all the old songs, like religiously.
Good thing
so.
that you know it. I've
Yeah.
not. I've never.
I mean, good job on your part.
Thanks.
I
have.
mean, you've heard that one before.
I'm sure. I like
Like once?
yes. I don't know from where. Just from the earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just.
Oh, speaking of the earth,
God,
you said
it
that
just-
and
just
it
rumbled.
rumbled.
Yeah, I know.
Wow, it
Yikes.
was answering you.
I'm scared.
Oh my gosh, are you scared?
I'm so scared. Now, why are you typing in Taylor Swift? Why? Why did you just take over the computer and she starts to type in Taylor Swift? Huh. Okay.
Wait, I'm just looking.
No, yeah, don't. Go back to the people. What are the people saying?
Yeah, what are the people
We
saying?
should probably get going soon. We got stuff to do. The Sean Daniel ending. Yes. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the Sean Daniel arpeggio.
Do you want it?
No.
Try it.
It tastes.
Oh, you've already tried it. It's really sweet. I put way too much.
It tastes like the milk left over in a bowl of cereal.
Right?
That's you did that on purpose?
Yeah. No, I actually, it's matcha and then I put vanilla and raspberry in it.
Really?
With oat milk, and that's what the oat milk makes it taste like. It's cereal. More Sinatra. The people
have spoken.
The people have spoken.
I don't know if we missed some more Elliott Smith guesses, but I think we're gonna try to do Baby Britain tonight and post a video on that.
Yeah.
Love that song.
It was good. Do you know how to play it already?
No, I don't actually.
Alright. Literally, when I type in Frank Sinatra, the first 1,000
Fly
are
Me to the
Fly
Moon.
Me to the Moon.
Like 10,000
That's
different
so sad.
different chord charts for Fly Me to the Moon.
And same with My Way.
I don't know a lot of Sinatra songs.
I don't know if I know any of the other ones. Maybe I am a fake stan.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. I like Fly Me to the Moon.
I do like All the Way You Look Tonight. Oh, it's good.
Yeah. What is it? What is? I feel like all the songs are about New York, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. Do people have requests for that?
Which one? Or is there just like an old request I like? There's one that I really like that's like, I love you for sentimental reasons.
Yeah, what is that? I've heard you sing that song before. We're using ultimateguitar.com, by the way. Gig vlog for what? What are we gig vlogging?
I got my girlfriend addicted to matcha vanilla lattes.
Well done, Evan.
Yeah.
Well done.
Good job.
Poser? Yeah, you're a poser.
Hey, I know the songs, I just don't really remember all the melodies because they're kind of complicated.
Yeah,
sing
isn't
them.
isn't it crazy how much more complicated like pop music was back in like
Yeah.
the 40s?
No, it
and
really was.
Like
I know the songs, but I guarantee you I would not be able to sing them back because I don't really remember where they go.
right?
I could remember the tag line and stuff, and then after that it's I don't really.
There's always modulation too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in that last one, it's like, oh, I've sharp minor. Okay, all right, we're in A now. It's like sweet, cool. Did not know. Always modulation in those old songs.
Yeah, exactly.
Very interesting.
Should we do one that we?
I'm just worried that I'm gonna get copyright hit.
Oh really?
Yeah.
From
That's
what?
the thing about doing requests. That sometimes you get these videos get blocked after the fact.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Because the algorithm
I
picks
didn't know
up on it.
lives also
Yes.
got copyrighted.
Yes. But we can do anything live, and it won't take it down. But when it posts, sometimes it can get blocked
Oh.
and taken down. That's why
That's interesting.
That's why I try stuff, and sometimes I'll just play the chords and stuff. This Old Farm. Gig vlog for Baby Britain. Would people be interested in a gig vlog of making of one of these covers? Is that something that would interest you?
That
people?
would be kind of cool. I mean, personally, I would like doing that. But
Redbone?
that's up to- Right?
Yeah, daylight.
I know none of the lyrics. Exactly 0 of the lyrics.
I just know that it's D minor, C, B flat. It's too late. My peanut butter chocolate cake with Kool-Aid. That's my favorite line. It's
what?
like it's
Wait,
so
where
tasty.
is that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that's how it goes.
Right?
That's a great song. I
That is a
love
really
that.
good
That's
song.
great.
Maybe we should cover that one.
I think I already have it.
Oh really?
Yeah, me and Allie used to play that all the time. Love that.
Yeah.
And then it was like, then me and Kindred did it. I feel bad.
I feel like Kindred would kill it too.
Kindred does a great job with that song. I felt super white playing that once.
Yeah.
Like it's a.
I mean, yeah.
You know, I don't know. It's just so funny because like we were playing that, and like one of my buddies from basketball came in while we were playing it. A man of African American descent, right? And he saw me playing Redbone, and he just looked at me and he was like, and I'm like, bro, come on, like. It's like,
Now you can probably never play it
he was like,
ever again.
He just gave me the shake.
The nod of
And
disapproval.
I'm like, bro.
Oh God.
It's like, it's a great song.
It is. It is a great
but
song.
but I understand what he was saying too.
Mhm.
So you know,
That's funny.
good times.
Oh my gosh.
Well, hey, I think we should knock out this Baby Written thing.
Yes.
Started streaming less than a minute ago. I think that's why we lost some people, is because I think we lost power for a second and it dropped the stream.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. Swagger Cat, I know. I know. I've come to grips with my ultimate whiteness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm more white than you. I crochet.
Yeah, you're one of the whiter people I know.
Yeah.
You crochet and listen to Sinatra. And
I listen to Taylor Swift.
Like, yeah, it's.
And Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And
it's pretty funny.
I drink honey oat milk lattes.
Honey oat milk, yeah. Yeah, you're whiter than me even.
Yeah.
That's cool. We're trying our best out here, you know. Well, thank you to everybody who tuned in today.
Thanks for
Had a
letting me
great time.
crash.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for bringing Feel Button. Oh, lovely. Thanks so much for always commenting, Feel Button. That's a golden sub right there.
Aw.
So anyways, let us know.
Wait, answer
What-
that last question, then we can.
What advice would you give to a guitarist that's stuck in a rut? Sign up for my Patreon and find out.
Oh my gosh.
No, I think the advice I always give people is try a different genre
Yeah.
of music.
Yeah.
I remember one of the because I get stuck in ruts too. One of the main things that got me out of it was learning some bossa nova songs.
Oh yeah. Wait, do you want to play the? Wait,
The
can we do
Castaways.
it? Can we do it?
I impressed her the other day
It was
by
actually
reading
really good.
reading the Castaways chord chart and bossa nova-ing it up.
It was really good.
Even though, if you say so, I guess.
I was listening to it and I was like, "Damn, Sean, freaking backyardigans."
The Backyardigans.
Castaway.
Is that it? Is that how it goes? What is it? Is this it?
Yeah.
This is a different chord chart.
Oh, is it? Let
Yeah.
me find that.
No, maybe we should do a Castaways cover too.
Maybe we should. I feel like we should.
I want to
Oh, is
save
this
it. I
Is
feel
this
like
it? We should just do the beginning of it.
We are castaways. Ahoy there, ahoy. We are castaways. We're stuck where we are, with no house, no car. Castaways, ahoy. We are castaways. We are at sea on a sailing ship.
I don't know the rest of it.
this is a great song.
Woo! Just the chords though.
That's that 4.5 chord that I was talking about earlier in the thing. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So anyways.
Castaways.
We are castaways.
Oh, there. Sorry,
The ultimate Castaway
I'm
right
gonna
here.
like, yeah, I'm just gonna be jamming to that.
Yeah, so different genres. Try bossa nova. Learn Castaways.
Yeah, that's really
That's
the
it.
advice.
Yes, so best of luck with that. Yeah, well, I'm happy to have streamed. I definitely want to keep doing it more. The reason I stopped was because either my phone or YouTube or whatever kept dropping the stream whenever I would try it. And it was like embarrassing because I had to restart it again, which it may have happened once already, but it seems to be a lot better now than it used to. So
That's
maybe,
good.
I'll try doing it once a week again because it's a lot of fun. Captain and Tennille. Oh, is that our new thing? That'd be cool. Dibs on Tennille. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. We're gonna get to work, and stay tuned. Go show Katie some love over on her channel, Katie Lau, LWE.
Music.
Not Katie Lowe.
Or yeah, you just type in that Katie Lau and it'll come up.
And we'll talk to you all soon. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Castaway.